If you've been around internet horror, then you would know the existence of Analogue Horror, and you'll also be aware of the fact that most often than not, they feel too similar to each other, with most of them using the classic setup and jump scare routine. Hell, even half the time, this often isn't executed very well, leading to a very dry experience. It starts with me being a little interested, only to get immediately put to sleep by how lackluster it must end up being. This leads to individuals like me digging for something that can at least make me feel a little bit unnerved. However, the video I'll be talking about today not only genuinely makes me feel scared, but provides a different and fresh take to the genre. The video starts with us being shown a hole, leading us to fall into said hole and encountering a white rabbit. One thing I think this Analogue Horror gets right is how it starts. Rather than starting with a PowerPoint presentation that drags on longer than it has to, instead it's straight to the point, letting its user heads to interpret what's happening. This doesn't make us feel like a baby on the stool being spoon-fed exposition. Another thing I think this Analogue Horror gets right is its background music, or more accurately, the sound effects that play in the background. Some Analogue Horrors tend to add the generic copyright-free Kevin McCall music, others keep it silent. And while I agree the sounds can work at times, however, it does feel a tad bit lazy. Alice in Dreams, while mostly silent, is still accompanied by sound effects that always sound off, adding to the video's style, which I'll get into later. I don't think sound effects are added for no reason, however, as while Alice is taking for a mouse, the sound starts to build up a little bit, with it leading to a possible jump scare, only for us to get tricked by the most golf Alice you've seen since Alice in Madness. I think the sounds add to the dreamy vibe the video gives off. The next part of the video actually took me off a little bit and is honestly the most well-executed gore bit without feeling too forced. Urban spook. There we catch a show of this ballerina after noticing Alice, and then proceeded to give her the stare. Was something I said? After that we are shown what looks like a house with eyes staring at us. Finally we turn to the black void with a smiling cat giving us the most menacing grin I've ever seen, then opening his jaw. While this still is technically a jump scare, I think it is well earned, as we are shown a lot of fake jump scares leading up to this, so this is well done, just like how I like my steak. After that we are shown more disturbing takes on characters. At the end it's revealed to all be a dream. Ah yes, back to a nice and comforting bed. Oh no way, I forgot I was in a mental hospital. It seems that Alice in Dreams, rather than going for the classic jump scare we're all way too familiar with, instead opting to a tone that makes us feel uneasy and uncomfortable. The character designs, the sound effects, and the overall product makes it keep on watching and feel tense. And while I was getting tired seeing the classic kid stuff made creepy, however I think with something like Alice in Wonderland it works well considering there's already been a few takes on it already. Another reason this works so well is because it brings back something that most Analogue Horrors have forgotten, that being the mystery. Looking at stuff like Gemini Home Entertainment or Mandela Catalog, they've always left some aspects left for interpretation. Like in Mandela Catalog with always being aware of the threat while still not knowing the full capabilities of the entities. Or like Gemini Home Entertainment, with always never showing the monsters, instead showing silhouettes or out-of-distance visuals. Like I said at the start, Alice in Dreams likewise doesn't waste any time and gets straight to the point, also leaving enough for interpretation. And as much as it gets me scared to death, it still makes me equally as intrigued by it. If you even feel a little interested at all, then I think you should check out XPGhost's channel, as it has plenty of other terrifying works. Originally I was going to cover the rest of the parts of the Alice in Dreams series, but I think I've made my point here. Anyways, thank you for watching and tuning into Eclipse Entertainment, and goodbye. Alright, now I gotta spend 14 hours working on an 8-minute video for some reason. Ah, what was that? Wait, you're real? I just made you up as a poorly done jerk on Urban Spook. No, wait, no, it was a joke, no,